In the NFL, panic is contagious. A quarterback feels pressure and speeds up his feet. A throw comes out half a second early. A receiver isn't ready. A drive dies. A game flips. That's why defenders don't just chase sacks, they chase emotion. They want the quarterback to feel rushed, to feel late, to feel like the game is slipping away. Tom Brady was the rare quarterback who didn't give them that reward, not because the pressure wasn't real, because Tom Brady treated pressure like information. And when an NFL quarterback can stay calm while the stadium is shaking, the pass rush is closing, and the season is on the line, everything changes. This is the story of the NFL quarterback who never panicked. Tom Brady entered the league with almost no hype. Drafted 199th overall in the 2000 NFL Draft by the New England Patriots. A compensatory pick. A late-round flyer. A player most teams didn't build plans around. Brady wasn't a combine star. He wasn't sold as a savior. He was sold as depth. But Brady did have something rare even then: emotional control. Coaches who worked with him early often mentioned the same thing. Brady didn't look overwhelmed. He looked methodical. Not flashy, not loud, just certain. The defining moment came in 2001. Patriots starting quarterback Drew Bledsoe was injured in Week 2 against the Jets. Brady stepped in. New England wasn't supposed to become a dynasty that year. Brady wasn't supposed to become a legend that year. It was supposed to be temporary. Instead, Brady started controlling games with a style that felt older than his age. No panic throws, no unnecessary hero ball, no chaotic decision-making. Brady wasn't asking, "How do I make the biggest play?" He was asking, "How do I win the next play?" That mindset is what makes a quarterback dangerous in the long run. The 2001 postseason immediately tested that calm. The Patriots reached the playoffs, and then came a game that still lives in NFL history: the snowy divisional round matchup against the Oakland Raiders, often remembered for the tuck rule play. Late in the fourth quarter, with New England trailing, Brady was hit and the ball came loose. The play was ruled an incomplete pass under the tuck rule interpretation. The stadium in Foxborough was chaos. The moment was controversial. The tension was enormous. But Brady's demeanor didn't shift into frustration or panic. The Patriots stayed in the fight, tied the game, and won in overtime. Regardless of how people feel about the ruling, the important part for Brady's identity was this: he stayed steady while everything around him became unstable. Then came Super Bowl XVII against the St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf. The Rams were favored heavily. The Patriots were underdogs. Brady was young. The moment was massive. Late in the fourth quarter, the game was tied 17-17. Brady got the ball with under 2 minutes left. And this is where the never panicked reputation truly began. Many quarterbacks in that moment play not to lose. They kneel. They hope for overtime. They avoid mistakes. Brady didn't speed up. He didn't play scared. He ran the 2-minute drill like it was practice. Short completions, controlled sideline throws, clock management, field position awareness. The drive ended with Adam Vinatieri hitting the game-winning 48-yard field goal as time expired. Brady was named Super Bowl MVP. That wasn't just a championship win. That was a public introduction to Brady's most dangerous trait: composure. And composure isn't passive. It's aggressive in a different form. Because when a quarterback stays calm, he forces the defense to keep playing honest. The defense can't rely on panic mistakes. The defense has to actually beat execution. That's hard. Over the next few years, Brady's calm became the foundation of New England's identity. The Patriots won Super Bowl XVII 2003 season and Super Bowl XVIII 2004 season, giving Brady 3 titles in his first 4 seasons as a starter. What stands out looking back isn't that Brady always had perfect games. He didn't. What stood out is that the moment rarely looked too big. Big moments shrink when the quarterback doesn't inflate them emotionally. Brady's style wasn't based on physical dominance. He didn't have the strongest arm in the league. He wasn't the fastest quarterback. He didn't rely on scrambling. He relied on answers, pre-snap reads, protection calls, quick processing, ball placement. And when those skills are paired with calm, pressure becomes less effective. Because pressure is meant to disrupt timing. Brady's calm protected timing. Even when the Patriots suffered major losses, like the upset to the Giants in Super Bowl XLI after the 2007 season, the Brady identity didn't shift. No emotional collapse, no public unraveling, no panic spiral. He returned, adjusted, and kept winning. The deeper truth is that Brady's calm wasn't personality. It was training. Teammates often described how he practiced situational football constantly. 2-minute drills, third and long scripts, red zone timing. He prepared for chaos so that chaos didn't feel chaotic anymore. And that's where this story is headed, because the plays that truly made Brady the QB who never panicked weren't his early titles. It was what he did later, when deficits became massive, when time became short, when the entire world was watching, and panic was the natural human response. Tom Brady didn't respond like a normal human. He responded like a system. By the time Tom Brady entered his late 20s, defenses had stopped treating him like an underdog story. They treated him like a structural problem. Because Tom Brady didn't just beat coverage. Tom Brady beat disruption. He beat what defenses are built to create: chaos. And he did it with one invisible weapon that made pass rush plans feel pointless: Tom Brady's internal clock. In the NFL, pressure is usually the quickest way to force mistakes. Collapse the pocket, speed up footwork, make the quarterback throw early, make him throw late, make him throw scared. But Brady didn't feel pressure the way most quarterbacks did. He didn't wait for the hit to decide. He decided before the hit existed. That's the key. Brady's pre-snap identification and post-snap processing meant the ball often came out before the pass rush had time to matter. His game became a machine built on timing. This is why Brady's calm mattered. A quarterback can only play with a fast internal clock if he's mentally steady. If panic is present, the internal clock speeds up too much, and you rush throws. If confidence is present, the internal clock becomes precise. Brady's calm made his quick game lethal. Defensive coordinators began taking different approaches. Instead of blitzing, they tried disciplined four-man rushes with tight coverage. Instead of rushing wildly, they focused on pushing the pocket slowly. The idea was to remove Brady's comfort without giving him easy hot routes. But Brady's calm made him patient inside that discomfort. And patience plus precision became fatal. There's a reason Brady's favorite concepts were boring to casual fans. Option routes, stick concepts, slants, quick outs, choice routes with the slot receiver. That short game was not conservative. It was strategic warfare. Because if Brady can move the chains with 6-yard completions, the defense can't control tempo. And once Brady controls tempo, defenses start feeling desperation. They start gambling. And gambling against Brady usually ends badly. The 2014 season became one of the clearest examples of his composure under pressure. The Patriots started that year 2-2, and after a blowout loss to Kansas City on Monday Night Football, the media began questioning whether Brady was finished. Those "Brady is washed" headlines didn't last. Because the Patriots responded. They went on a run, and that run ended with a championship. But the defining moment wasn't early. It was late, when pressure was absolute. Super Bowl licks against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks' defense was elite. Fast, physical, disciplined. This wasn't a defense you could out-athlete. You had to outthink it. And Brady did. In the fourth quarter, Brady led the Patriots downfield, completing crucial throws under pressure, including a key touchdown drive that put New England ahead. But what matters for the never-panicked identity is not just that Brady scored, it's that Brady kept operating like the moment was normal. No frantic feet, no reckless throws, just execution. The Patriots won 28-24. Brady earned his 4th Super Bowl ring and his 3rd Super Bowl MVP. Defenses tried to manufacture panic in different ways. One method was disguised coverage, showing pressure and dropping out, forcing hesitation. Another was pressure up the middle, interior push that disrupts throwing base. Brady handled both with calm processing. He would take a hit if necessary, but the ball would still be placed correctly. A year later, Brady faced a different kind of pressure, the pressure of collapse. Super Bowl LI against the Atlanta Falcons. The Patriots fell behind 28-3 in the third quarter. No team had ever come back from that deficit in a Super Bowl. The crowd believed it was over. The Falcons believed it was over. Millions of fans believed it was over. Panic would have been normal. Brady didn't panic. Brady became even more methodical. Brady's drives in that comeback weren't built on miracles. They were built on incremental execution, short completions, route timing, clock management, no turnovers, no unnecessary risk. It wasn't chaos, it was a slow strangling of the Falcons' certainty. The Patriots forced overtime and won 34-28. Brady won his 5th Super Bowl ring and his 4th Super Bowl MVP. That comeback became the strongest real-world evidence of composure in NFL history. The key truth about 28-3 is this: Brady didn't play like a quarterback needing 25 points. He played like a quarterback needing one first down at a time. That is anti-panic football. Panic demands hero throws. Brady demanded process. In 2020, Brady proved calm travels. He left New England after 20 seasons and joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. New system, new teammates, different conference, different climate. And still, when pressure hit, Brady stayed calm. The Buccaneers won Super Bowl IV after the 2020 season, beating the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. Brady earned his 7th ring and 5th Super Bowl MVP. That championship proved something important. His composure wasn't Patriots culture. It was Brady. If defenders couldn't rattle him, what could they do? That's the question defensive coordinators ask for 2 decades. Because you can beat a quarterback physically, you can hit him, you can pressure him, but if he doesn't panic, you need perfect coverage for 4 quarters. And perfect coverage is rare. This is why Brady ruined defensive plans over time. Not because he was the flashiest, because he was the hardest to disrupt emotionally. He turned pressure into routine. He turned chaos into schedule. He turned high-stakes football into repetition. By the time Tom Brady reached the second half of his career, defenses weren't just trying to sack him. They were trying to rattle him. Because defensive coordinators understood something important. If you can't make Tom Brady panic, you can't make Tom Brady play your game. And that is why Brady ruined defensive plans for so long. He stayed emotionally stable in situations designed to create emotional collapse. The NFL is full of quarterbacks who look calm when things are easy. Clean pocket, early lead, good rhythm. The difference is what happens when everything turns against you. When the crowd gets loud, when the pass rush wins early, when the scoreboard becomes urgent. When one mistake ends the season, that's when panic usually shows up. Tom Brady's defining trait was that those moments didn't change his pace. A huge part of that was how Brady moved in the pocket, not scrambling, sliding. Brady wasn't a running threat, but Brady was a pocket survival expert. He climbed, drifted, and reset just enough to keep his throwing platform alive. That subtle footwork is invisible on highlight reels, but it prevents hits, prevents sacks, and prevents the chaotic throw that leads to turnovers. Most pass rush plans are built around forcing the quarterback off his spot. Brady treated the spot as movable. He didn't run away, he shifted within inches, and inch-level movement is often the difference between a strip sack and a completion. Defenses also learned that blitzing Brady recklessly was dangerous. Brady was one of the fastest processors the league has ever seen, and the Patriots' offense, especially during the peak years, was designed to punish pressure with quick answers. When defenses blitzed, Brady didn't speed up emotionally, he sped up operationally. Hot routes, built-in answers, quick releases to the vacated space. That's not panic, that's punishment. A real-world example of the league trying to force panic came in AFC Championship game after the 2015 season. Patriots vs. Broncos, January 2016. Denver's defense, led by Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, created relentless pressure. Brady was hit repeatedly and sacked, but the key detail is the same: he did not unravel. He kept delivering throws under contact, kept driving New England back into the game late, and had the Patriots one conversion away from tying it with a 2-point attempt that failed. The result went against him, but the identity didn't. Pressure produced pain, not panic. Another example is Super Bowl C 2017 season against the Eagles. Philadelphia's pass rush won consistently, and the Patriots ultimately lost 41-33. But Brady threw for 505 yards, still the most passing yards in a Super Bowl by any quarterback. New England didn't lose because Brady panicked. They lost because the Eagles scored and because the Patriots' offense had a decisive late turnover. The important point for this story is that even when the rush arrived, Brady stayed in the process. Brady's calm also showed up in numbers that directly reflect pressure moments. By the time he retired, Brady held NFL records for most career game-winning drives, 58. Most career fourth-quarter comebacks, 46. Those aren't style stats. Those are composure stats. Because game-winning drives happen when the quarterback must execute with the entire defense expecting pass, with the clock threatening every decision, and with the stadium leaning into every mistake. Brady lived there. One reason Brady didn't panic late is because he trained for late. Teammates and coaches have consistently described his obsession with situational reps. 2-minute drills, end-of-half scenarios, red zone timing third down scripts, clock/timeout manipulation. He didn't treat those as special moments. He treated them as routine sequences to be rehearsed, and when you rehearse pressure, pressure becomes familiar. This is also why Brady's teams often looked inevitable late in games. It wasn't magic, it was operational consistency. If Brady needed 40 yards with 120 left, he wasn't searching for a miracle throw first. He was searching for a first completion, the next completion, the boundary, the quick spike, the matchup, the field goal range threshold. That's how he drained panic out of the moment. Defenses tried the opposite too. Make him impatient by taking away the short game. This is what the Giants did successfully in Super Bowl Tingsley 2007 season and Super Bowl Tingsley 2011 season. New York's front four generated pressure without heavy blitzing, allowing coverage to sit on routes. That formula beat New England twice on the biggest stage, but even there, Brady's composure didn't collapse. In Super Bowl Tingsley, Brady led a late drive that gave New England the lead before the Giants answered. In Super Bowl Tingsley, the Patriots still had a final chance after the famous Tyree catch. Those games show a hard truth. Brady could be beaten, but he usually wasn't rattled. Brady's never-panicked identity wasn't just a Patriots thing either, and 2020 proved it. In his first season with Tampa Bay, he learned a new system under Bruce Arians and still produced a championship run that required multiple high-pressure moments, including 3 road playoff wins before the Super Bowl, something no team had ever done before that season. In the NFC Championship game after the 2020 season, the Buccaneers jumped ahead early, then faced a tightening game late. Brady threw interceptions in the second half, but Tampa still won 31-26. The key point, Brady didn't spiral emotionally after mistakes. He stayed functional, stayed communicative, and the team stayed stable. That's the rarest quarterback trait, not never making mistakes, but refusing to emotionally unravel after mistakes. Most panic happens after the first bad moment. Brady treated bad moments like data. Correct it. Move on. Execute next. If you want to understand why Tom Brady is remembered as the quarterback who never panicked, you have to look past highlight throws. Because Brady's defining trait wasn't a single play. It was repeatability, the ability to stay stable in moments that break other quarterbacks. And stability is the most underrated competitive advantage in football. Brady's calm traveled across eras. He won Super Bowls with different offensive identities. Early Patriots teams, 2001 to 2004, that leaned on defense, field position, and situational execution. Mid-career Patriots teams, 2007 to 2012, that became more explosive and spread-based. Late Patriots teams, 2014 to 2018, that were more adaptable, matchup-driven, and situational. Tampa Bay, 2020, in a completely different system, with a different coaching philosophy, in a different conference. That range matters because it proves composure wasn't a system byproduct. It was a Brady trait. Defenses adjusted to Brady over 2 decades. They reduced blitz rates in key moments because blitzing created answers. They tried to win with 4-man pressure to keep coverage intact. They tried to disguise post-snap rotations. They tried to take away the middle and force tougher sideline throws. But the consistent frustration remained. Brady wouldn't speed up emotionally. He would keep making correct choices. And that consistency eventually forces a defense to gamble. Because conservative defense gives Brady time to accumulate yards. Aggressive defense gives Brady space to punish. Either way, you're eventually forced into risk. Brady's composure also created belief in his teammates. That's a hidden element of never panicked. When the quarterback stays calm, the huddle stays calm. Receivers don't feel rushed. Linemen don't feel desperation. Coaches call plays with clarity. The whole team remains structured. That is why Brady's teams were so often described as inevitable late. It wasn't magic. It was organizational calm with Brady at the center. His career totals reinforce it: 7 Super Bowl championships, most by any player, 10 Super Bowl appearances, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 NFL MVPs, most career wins by an NFL quarterback, most passing touchdowns, career, most passing yards, career, most game-winning drives, 58, most fourth-quarter comebacks, 46. Those last 2 are the most important for this title, because game-winning drives aren't about arm strength. They're about decision-making under pressure. And decision-making under pressure is composure. Brady's greatest comebacks weren't chaotic highlights. They were process wins. Super Bowl Sexify wasn't desperation. It was a disciplined 2-minute drill. Super Bowl Licks was execution under pressure. Super Bowl LI was the ultimate anti-panic comeback. Methodical, mistake-free football across multiple drives. And even later in his career, Brady kept producing calm endings. often in games where the defense knew exactly what was coming. There's an irony in how the NFL talks about clutch. Clutch is often treated like a mystery trait. Brady's clutch was explainable. He prepared for situations obsessively. He rehearsed timing. He studied coverage tendencies. He understood the value of a 5-yard completion in a 2-minute drill. He manipulated the clock like a tool. That's not luck, that's preparation expressed under pressure. And perhaps the most revealing part of Brady's calm is how he handled adversity. Brady lost Super Bowls. Brady threw playoff interceptions. Brady got hit. He was sacked. He was beaten, but his emotional response rarely spiraled. He rarely turned one mistake into 4. That's panic prevention, and panic prevention is why he could last 23 seasons. When Brady retired, many defenders described him with the same language. He never gave you anything. Meaning he didn't hand you panic mistakes. He didn't offer cheap interceptions. He didn't force the hero throw if the smart throw was available. Defenses had to earn every stop. That's exhausting. And exhaustion creates cracks. So what does it mean that Tom Brady never panicked? It doesn't mean he never felt pressure. It means pressure never controlled him. It means the scoreboard didn't change his processing. It means the crowd didn't change his tempo. It means the moment didn't change his mechanics. That is rare. That is elite. That is why he became the standard. Brady's legacy isn't just championships. It's the proof that calm is a weapon, that emotional control can defeat athletic chaos, that preparation can turn crisis into routine, and that in the NFL, where panic destroys seasons, a quarterback who refuses to panic becomes the most dangerous player on the field.